Ahoy everyone, it's Jeff aka Godless Scummer. Welcome to my 400 subscriber stream, and I don't know if I'm still at 400 because YouTube, being YouTube, likes to just mess with you every time you hit a little milestone and take a couple of subscribers off of you. So thank you, YouTube. I've got Dave with me. Let's move so far. I have put the link to join in a couple of the Twitter groups of some of the people know. So if you do want to join, let me know, or just let me know so I can DM you. I've got room for 4 more in here. But I guess thank you everyone who's supported me. When I started this, I didn't even think 4 people would be interested in anything I had to fucking say, let alone 400. So thanks to everyone who's supported me. Dave, my friend, how are you today?
Sleepy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going a bit early, so to be honest. I
mean, it's practically the middle of the night. I shout at Keeler every week going at this time.
Yeah.
But I am expecting at 1:30 to spot the goat.
Ah, right. Okay. You ever won that yet? I've never found that thing.
I've found it twice.
Yeah.
I think.
Oh, right.
Well, I've been on twice.
I think we have Jenny with us.
Good morning.
Hi, kids.
Yeah. So I'll see who's in the chat. I've got obviously Dave, almost a doctor in that. Math Pig, I don't know if he's listening in, but he can't make it because he's working. It's fair enough. Nerdy
on Thursday.
Yeah. I normally work on a Thursday, but I just don't happen to be working this Thursday. Claire's here. Lissy's here. Hi everyone. So
we're live. Oh, I'm
Doc.
sorry.
Yeah, we're live. We're live. We've been live for about 3 minutes now. So
I should put my glasses on so I can actually see what's going on.
So yeah, been a long old haul to get here so far. So
well, happy 400 subscribers.
Yeah. So I suppose the next.
I think you'd have got there faster if you hadn't spent so much time on other people's channels.
Probably. Well,
like people's channels, yours. Bastards.
Like yours, for example.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Actually, just to well, speaking of other people's channels, I feel like it's only good form to do this. I should let people know I was having a little friendly competition with 2 other creators to get to a certain milestone. That being One Ring 42 and Godless Sewing. I did win, and I didn't want to brag or anything by posting "We Are the Champions" by Queen or anything like that. I did, but their links are in the description. Go and help them out if you can. I should say, with Ring, I am a co-host on one of their shows, so as well. So,
both of them put out good content, and they're enjoyable to watch.
See, here's the sad thing. I've got to give a thank you to someone. I think for helping me, because I was well behind in this little race. Then I did a little stream about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, which has gotten almost 1,000 views now, which is a lot for me. It's about like 970 odd views last I checked. I can't believe I'm saying this. Thank you very much for Kent Hovind for helping me to get to 400 subscribers.
What did he do for you?
Got himself arrested. Yeah.
Very kind of him.
Very thanks, Kent. I'm not thanking you enough to call it. I'm not going to thank him enough to call him Dr. Hovind or anything like that. But thank you very much, Kent Hovind. So, I feel dirty having fucking said that now. But
well, that isn't his other name, Mr. 87506. Oh, I forget.
Inmate 06452220. 2-017, I believe.
Oh, that's cute. I really like your history stuff. You know, but I'm a history geek. You know, I like listening.
Yeah.
So you're an easy touch that way. But do you find people respond well to doing your history stuff?
It depends what it is. You know, I suppose. I mean, there's one that I did video I did a couple of years ago, which got quite a lot of views. I think this is even really before I was around the community much, to be honest. But after Jacob, this guy called Jacob Rees-Mogg, who's a Conservative MP, said something that was just total bollocks about the Boer War, which I felt the need to correct him on. So it made sort of national news over here.
You know what I would find interesting is if you were to do a show or a series, it would be up to you what you think is necessary. That would teach us the American Revolutionary War from the perspective that you were taught as kids over there.
We weren't fucking taught shit about it, to be honest. This is
The rebellion. You mean the rebellion that we let them go because they were a pain in the ass?
The treasonous colonials. Yeah.
No, I'm serious. They had to cover it somewhat when you were in.
No,
not at all. It was. I did do some American history at school. It was the American West.
Didn't even do that.
I suppose. So things like Battle of Little Bighorn, stuff like that, we covered at school. You know.
Really?
I actually had to write. I actually had to write an essay on Custer's quote unquote last stand.
Really, because that was, well, you know, maybe it may happen school to school, but that was like barely even touched on.
Yeah.
And when I went through.
I mean, look, we don't teach the history where we actually lost fucking wars. You know, we don't teach that to kids. You know.
Well, you know, you didn't lose. You just decided to let us go and not waste time and money.
What's it?
We just wanted to make it look convincing.
What's the one? Al Murray said. See, the Yanks, right? They think War of Independence. They see that as a win. We see that as a lucky fucking escape.
Well, we appreciate Lafayette's efforts, and we'll always be grateful.
Yeah.
Well, some of us will. Others will think the French are horrible and stuff, but some of us understand that Lafayette did a good thing for us.
Well, actually, I mean, at Yorktown, this is something I do know, that the British wanted to surrender to the French because it was seen as a bit more honourable, shall we say, to it was sort of honourable enough it would have been an honourable sort of defeat to surrender to the French, but they didn't, you know, not to the American. That was kind of how it was seen. The French said, no, you surrender to Washington, you don't surrender, you know. Because, you know, there was a French Navy that was outside Yorktown as well. So basically Cornwallis tried to surrender to the French. That was seen as a bit more face-saving for some reason. Well, and they told him, no, you surrender to Washington.
You know, I've heard all the tongue-in-cheek answers to this, but what do they really teach you the war was about? The name of it, you know, like for us, it's the American Revolutionary War. And
War of Independence, I suppose, is the common one.
For American independence.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Wasn't that the war where the Americans couldn't defeat the British in Canada?
1812, that'd be. We've had a couple of wars with the United States, and I mean, it was 1812 where the British sacked Washington and burnt the White House, but we ended up losing a battle after the peace treaty had been signed because the news hadn't got there. So they fought this battle in New Orleans, and the British got absolutely fucking hammered there.
We were talking about Andrew Jackson. I'm sorry, I was distracted by the Taliban.
Oh boy, it's probably. I know it's an important subject, but I think I might stay off of that one because it's just too fucking depressing. Afghanistan right now.
It's too fresh right now.
Yeah.
We all have our opinions on it. I don't want to explore it in public right now.
Yeah. I think everyone's still a bit like emotions are still quite high about it for a lot of people as well. That
well, it's still fucking going on, and it's going to.
Yeah.
It's going to take months. I mean, I saw that one photograph of the inside of a.
Raymond says the war of being stingy with paying your taxes. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a complaint about paying taxes. It was a complaint about being, only allowed to buy tea from a monopoly.
Well, I think ultimately, because the slogan was "No tax without representation," wasn't it? Which is so in other words, like the American colonies had no say in the British Parliament. I think they wanted MPs to represent them in the British Parliament. Was the original grievance.
Well, yes, but what led up to that grievance, as I recall being taught, was that the Dutch India Trading Company was allowed to take the market, and even though Americans were demanding permission to access other vendors, it was not allowed.
Yeah. Well, the crown what gave like the Dutch and then obviously what became the British East India Company, it was granted a monopoly effectively by the crown.
Yeah, and the whole Boston Tea Party was not as much about taxation and representation as it was that you were sick of this company or this monopoly, and to show you that we're going to damage this company's goods. And it was really more just a protest action and a rather good one and memorable indeed. But for people to try to pump the message that it was only about taxation and representation, that's just fantasy and people warping the message for their own purpose. Although the taxation without representation was certainly part of that, but it wasn't the exclusive position. And I'll be quiet now because you're the history guy, not me.
Yeah, like I said, that's not a massive area where I'm a massive expert in it. I mean, I know most of what I know is come from watching documentaries, and they're not usually the most reliable sources of information if you're studying anything historical. They even the good ones, they only sort of give you just a kind of a good outline of what happens, kind of thing, really.
We could always turn on the Discovery Channel and together and just watch all about Hitler.
Yeah. How can I put it? At a certain point, you've got to say to the Discovery Channel, "Okay, we get it. Adolf Hitler wasn't a nice guy. We get it."
Yeah, that was really a shame to see. Or no, that wasn't Discovery that did that. Was it? That was
History Channel. You used to be awful for that as well. But
it's just really sad how they destroyed their.
But at least it actually did cover history, even if it was bloody Third Reich 90% of the time. At least it was actually covering history at one point. We hadn't got descended into shit like Ancient Aliens yet,
See, then that's where they failed, is they failed to recognize that it was the lizard people who built the bridge between the ancient aliens and the Nazis.
Yeah.
And had they included the lizard people in the discussion, they would have made that discovery and been able to teach us well. Yeah.
Oh boy. If Ancient Aliens ever gets taught in fucking school curriculums, I'm just going to give up on the human race.
Well, you gotta ask yourself the question: where do all those ancient structures really come from?
Yeah.
What is this about hidden history? It's mysterious.
I mean, there's always been a little bit of an argument as well about the fact that because there's been an argument. There's a little bit of implied racism in that show of thinking these sort of, should we say, primitive, should we say, non-white cultures could build sort of civilizations of this. So there's always been that argument. I don't know necessarily that I totally agree that it's a racist undertone. I'm not entirely convinced on it, but I get why people make that argument.
Yeah, I think so too. But I would really, really, really like to know exactly who these cultures were that built these incredible structures, and there is a big gap of our knowledge of human history there that I would love to see filled.
Yeah.
And no, I don't think aliens did it.
No.
But
a lot of cultures we do have historical
stuff are quite impressive.
Yeah, a lot of cultures we do have, decent historical records of, even though a lot of it's lost, we do have sort of decent. So we kind of know how these societies were built and how they worked, which is why I find something like Ancient Aliens so fucking frustrating that when they cover cultures like, say, ancient Egypt, well, we fucking know, we got records of ancient Egypt. For fuck's sake. We kind of know who they were.
Mm-hmm. Although, I guess there's sort of still argument about the actual construction techniques. How did they actually do what they did with the pyramids? Certainly, I think not a bunch of aliens. But
I know. I don't know exactly that whether it's still whether sort of historians still think this or not. I remember a few years ago there was a bit of a change of around, because I think the common perception for years is that it was built on slave labor.
Yeah.
And I think there was a bit of another analysis that it may have actually been built by like people who effectively were like professional builders. So because there was, when I remember when that news story came out about that, and someone made the joke, says Great Pyramid took 70 years to build, but the builder's original estimate said it'd be out in 5 weeks.
I heard in that discussion that that this population of people who they actually built a city basically next to the pyramids for them. I believe that may have even become Cairo or part of Cairo. But
well, Cairo is right next to the pyramids.
Yeah.
I say the Giza pyramids, because there's pyramids all over. There was pyramids all over Egypt, but it was like later when they started moving them to a place called the Valley of the Kings, and then they stopped building pyramids.
Ramses was like was Ramses the biggest and best, or just the last?
Which Ramses?
The Great.
The second, Ramses II is the famous one who ruled for a really long time, but he's the famous one.
Yeah. The other thing I love to have come up in Americans' ignorance of world history is the entire African culture, from everything from the Sahara south for the years including and preceding the great Egyptian cultures. There was a whole bunch of other stuff going on, building and culturation and mass cities, hundreds of thousands.
When they found an ancient civilization in Zimbabwe, it took bloody years for these sort of historians at the time to actually accept the fact that this was built by a black African society. And this wasn't some lost white or Asian society, just because of the implied racism that black Africans couldn't have done something like this.
Well, what I also fascinating in some of those discussions is how there were groups or individuals or schools or whoever, universities that did genetic studying and found that there's a big chunk of folks down in southern Africa that have Ashkenazi Jew genetics that they can trace back these people right to the close to the Mediterranean and what's now Israel and stuff like that. But
Yeah, I don't know much about that, to be honest. So honestly, again,
it's pretty fascinating.
yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was.
So yeah, I've talked about maybe doing something around like history or something like as a show, but again, I should stress I'm not actually a historian. I'm sort of a lay person who has a bit of interest, but it's like I'd have to get people. Like that's why I work. That's why I like working with Noodle. This is why I enjoy a lot of the time. Why I enjoy talking to someone like Chris, who people who actually have had some training as historians. And I mean, Chris is going for his doctorate, isn't he? So
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool. So what happened to Dave?
I'm here.
We're boring the fuck out of him, I think.
Well, we could talk about certain creatures with 8 legs.
Talk about what?
Creatures with 8 legs, like octopus.
Dave, spiders.
No, I didn't say that. I said octopus.
Yeah.
They've managed to make daddy long legs with short legs.
What?
They've managed to make daddy long legs with short legs.
I'm missing the point. What? Huh? Daddy long legs aren't spiders.
Yeah.
The spider that's a daddy long legs, not the crane fly that people call daddy long legs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, remember when I had that beetle I was asking people about?
Yeah.
That bit me.
Yeah.
And Brainbug said, oh, that's one of the what do they call the stag beetles? So that's one of the stag beetle. And now I don't know if it's a family of stag beetles or not, but somebody did correctly identify it as. I don't remember the Latin name, and it didn't seem to have a common name. But they, had the image correct and description of it, and it was exactly what I had run into. So we know what it was, and just didn't know they bite. I can't tell you how painful that was. It's just a little fucking thing with these pinches were like a millimeter across. They're freaking tiny, and it was excruciatingly painful. right there.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to see. I'm sure this will be a little bit more of a party later. I probably will open a beer, but I'm still feeling a bit of an effects from last night because I went out and I was off today. I went out and had a few drinks. So I'm like, oh boy.
I should get drunk. I'm not drinking. We've got Greg. Oh, Ricardo.
Yeah, there's a few people popping in and out. Gary's here as well.
I apologize for my distraction. I'm busy changing a bandage on a blister.
Oh dear. Yeah. Thanks, Math Pig. Let's see.
He's finished his lunch.
Yeah.
What was your first video? I watched your first video.
I'm not showing old videos today on there. I'm not doing that. I want to.
You had the beard.
Yeah, I see anything pretty much in my first year on YouTube. If I watch it now, I almost want to fucking curl up into a fetal position because it's so fucking bad. I fucking hate it. I actually hate what I used to do, you know, but
Didn't you say your first video was your trip to Peru?
oh no, that's a couple of years ago. That was well into.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Grey Matt, no, I haven't been to Bloodstock for a number of years now. Although, as far as music festivals go in the UK, that's what I think my favourite one. Because I find like the other things like Download and that is just too fucking big, you know. Bloodstock's a bit more laid back and it's generally better bands actually.
We got a big bluegrass festival going on in town this weekend. There's people from all over the place. There's a couple thousand people in this little flea-bitten town of 900. Camping on the side of the road, in farmers' fields, and one farmer clear. Well, actually, most of the time he keeps it clear. But
yeah,
he had actually planted it in soybeans, but then tore them down so people could come and camp. I mean, a few hundred acres. Cutting up an acre for campers would be charged for their space.
So the voice of HAL 9000. Hello, Dave.
And so the town's big main hangout at the BP station is just busy as stink, and so all the locals are avoiding it. And the gas station then rents a porta potty and puts a sign on their bathroom door that says, "Oh, bathrooms out of order. Use the porta potty outside." Of course, all the regular townsfolk get to use the regular bathroom. It's a small town secret. Shh, don't tell anyone.
Well, there's at least whoever's watching this now knows. I hear a lot of rustling back there, Dave.
Oh, I get messaged by 6 billion people. I'm not awake for any of it. I'm waking up for any of it.
Well, probably. What the fuck are you? Why the fuck are you live on that fucking arsehole Jeff's channel? As most of them are going to say.
If you're looking for content, I could give myself an injection while we're here.
Yeah, I could do that on my. I've actually got to inject myself at some point in the next couple of days. I could go and do that myself, but you know.
Well, I could show you how to do an IM injection. It's no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to look. Fucking jacking ourselves with needles on the live stream. I got a feeling that's going to get taken down.
You think?
Yeah.
COVID, when they're showing everybody getting immunized. We'll just say that it's the COVID vaccine that I'm shooting myself with.
Yeah. See, I remember covering the video. I've done a couple of videos about them recently. Those YouTubers who fucking pranked Piers Corbyn, that was fucking epic. That was so good.
Oh, is that the guy? The hypocrite who's telling how bad it is, but then his own people are involved with.
Well, he's a big anti-vax campaigner, and these two YouTubers sort of were pranking him, but they were kind of like saying to him, "Well, we really appreciate what you're doing, but you know, like bottom line storylines, but should tell you we do have shares in AstraZeneca." So sort of basically, it was like they had a brown envelope. They had a brown fucking envelope there. And 10 grand in it. Sort of, we're just saying concentrate a little bit more on Pfizer and Moderna and sort of leave AstraZeneca out of it, kind of thing. And then they swapped the envelope for like an envelope full of Monopoly money, which he walked.
But we don't find out what happened to that. Did they not follow him with a camera till he opened it? I would have done that.
I mean, he's saying that that was edited to make him look bad, which is like I kind of want them now to like release the whole bloody footage. I really do, just to like say, well let's see.
You gotta wonder what the guy felt or what his first thought was when he got home and opened the envelope to find Monopoly money.
I would have loved to have seen that.
Oh fuck, I'm screwed.
The thing is, those two YouTubers as well, is they're already fairly known because they pranked Katie Hopkins about a year or so ago as well, and that they made it quite a bit of news when they got her. So,
I like the people who do that kind of pranking.
I mean,
when they be vulnerable like that guy.
I still think the most epic one was that guy Reckless Ben when they got Nathan Thompson. That was so goddamn funny.
Oh, I never saw that one.
Oh, the duck suits.
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear through your accent. I thought this was something else. Yes, that was epic.
Yeah.
I wonder where he stands on that today. If he still doubles down on it.
He was doubling down for a long fucking. I mean, he knows he got pranked now. He absolutely knows that because they basically eventually they told it. He actually came onto a stream on Irish Demons channel with those two guys.
Did they let him keep the duck suit?
I have no idea. But the whole thing is that they were saying they had these like duck onesies because they couldn't get hazmat suits to do this fucking test. I mean, and that shit about folding the fucking toilet paper as well. Like, if you fold it so many times or whatever, theoretically you should reach the moon. And it's the fact that this was going on for several days because Nathan was live streaming some of this himself, and even all the other flat earthers were telling them, Nathan, you're getting fucking played here.
How dumb do you have to be to get fooled by such?
I think that, well, the thing is, I think it's easy enough. I think when you can play to someone who's got an ego like that.
Yeah.
They played on Nathan Thompson's ego and his sort of, shall we say, his sense of self-importance. I think that's what they played on with him, and he fucking ate it up.
And that millionaire guy does, as far as I'm concerned, does owe Simon Dan $200,000.
Yeah.
He
Flat Earth millionaire guy or whatever his name. Yeah. Like, this is the see. This is the thing though. These I mean, like cash prize challenges and stuff. You just know that they're absolute bollocks because I mean Kent Hovind was doing this years ago. He had someone put up $250,000, and it was like provide proof of evolution. And of course, here's the thing: the sole arbiter of whether the challenge is accepted or not was Kent Hovind.
Oh no!
So, and this is the thing with these like flat earthers when they do that as well. It's like they are the sole arbiters. So at least like when Aaron Ra, when he's done that thing with it, I mean, I don't know if there's a cash. I don't think there's cash involved. I don't know, but he does that phylogeny challenge thing. He's made it very clear that he will not be the one that decides whether that challenge has been met or not. It's actually going to be, actual independent scientists who work in that field who will decide whether his challenge was met or not.
Well, maybe we should make our own challenge like that for the flatties.
Yeah.
Something.
If you can.
They have to prove something specific about
if you can prove the Earth is flat by walking off the edge of the flat Earth, we will give you money.
I think
now, how are you going to collect it after you've walked off the edge of the flat Earth? I don't know, but
I say for $1 million, you have to go to the edge of the disc or whatever we are.
Yeah,
and or give them the choice, or show proof of the dome, imaging proof of the dome.
Yeah, it's weird because some of them believe in the dome thing, don't they? Others don't. It's fucking. I just don't get their fucking.
I was watching a vid Mr. Sensible made.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, there is actually. Gary points it out actually that there is an award for certain people like that. It's called a Darwin Award. I mean, I wonder if that guy, what's his name, Mad Mike, got one of them. I don't know.
Well, see, I used to think that Darwin was bogus. That evolution was bogus, because if Darwin was correct, how is it possible that so many stupid people exist today? There's no way they could have survived, living out in the field. And then I realized that, well, that's the exact point. It's the fact that we're cultured and have socialized and have things like cities that protect the stupid from perishing before they can breed. So,
I got to admit, I do have a bit of fun sometimes reading Darwin Award nominations on that site. We'll do a stream reading through some of them, I think.
Well, you could do it right now, can't you?
I could, but I can barely focus my eyes to fucking read anything right now.
Oh, come on, it's still daytime there.
Yeah, I know it's still daytime there, but yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I will do so that Sunday. Just have a bit of fun reading through Darwin Awards. I haven't actually read it.
I was just thinking I haven't read any Darwin Awards in a while.
Yeah. I mean, I did like the one with what was it? It was the guy who ended up drowning himself because whilst he was attempting to drown his girlfriend. That one was quite funny. You're going to like that. That is such poetic justice as well. You were trying to drown her in a river, forgetting that she could swim and he couldn't.
Oh no! Oh, that's tragically funny.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I mean, if anyone fucking deserved it,
Oh, that's precious. Oh man.
I mean, there was a guy a couple of years ago with the python as well. I think. I'm trying to remember the story, but it was something to do with he was rather stupid with a great big python and ended up getting the squeeze.
Yeah, I remember seeing a result of that. They captured some big python with a gigantic lump in the middle.
I think there's probably like a rule now that Pentecostal snake handling preachers are not eligible for Darwin Awards anymore, because I think just so many of them fucking have taken themselves out of the gene pool with their stupid,
They do get those do get to hit the news from time to time, but I wonder if there's more that happen than we hear about on the news. I would think there has to be. And how insane can you be to really,
Gary? Why would you insinuate that Dave would steal that idea? Gary, you're not trying to tell us you came up with the idea of critical questions here, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he?
No.
How do you come up with your questions, Dave?
I think you find some of them on Reddit, haven't you, in the past? I don't know if you still
I'll
do
find
that.
them all over the place.
Yeah.
You mean there's a whole section on Reddit about odd questions?
No, they're all over the place. A lot of them came from a book. I have said this repeatedly. And then all hell broke loose when we finished that book. That was Richard Herring's 1001 something or others.
Oh, it doesn't realize it come from Richard Herring.
He loads of them.
1001 questions.
You can only use probably only use one in every 3. That made it work.
Dave, you're roboting a little, by the way. I don't know why.
Hey, is there anybody out there in the chat that has the computing skills and the YouTube skills to be able to take an avatar such as Dave is using right now and have it instead of just sitting there on the frame, having it bounce up and down?
Well, I'm sure that can be. I'm sure someone can do that.
Because they should do that for Dave's avatar.
There you go. Look at
that. Ask and ye shall receive.
That's gonna fuck with my eyes now.
Well, that's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is gonna seriously fuck with my eyes.
That's why I don't keep it. It's really annoying.
Yeah. So you know a little bit about computers, Dave? Is that what we're hearing?
No, I don't know anything about computers.
Okay.
If you've heard anything, it's a lie.
Oh, see, I thought it might be. I couldn't trust those people. I don't know nothing about cars.
You're not?
I'm just good at lying.
I'm like that. I'm a bit like Homer Simpson in that fucking thing where he's reading Internet for Dummies. He says, "Wow, they got the internet on computers now."
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that was back when the Simpsons was actually still quite good, that's a long ass fucking time ago now.
I was so pissed at my father that he just completely rejected any opportunity to learn anything about
Doorknob head. You are so right. You know, Dave's little spinning avatar. It needs the Batman transition. You know, that bit.
Okay, you want to see that? I've made that.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I made that as a transition for thing, but I couldn't use it. It wasn't really good for my show, and I was going to use it for something else. But I've got it with the Batman music.
Yeah,
and it comes out to the whole screen. And
yeah.
I don't think I can show you. It's on my desktop, and I'm not getting out of bed.
No worries. Yeah.
Oh,
I wish they would figure out a way legally. It'd have to be a country by country thing, but that they would find a way to define usage of stuff more liberally, so that like you guys could use 30 seconds of whatever damn song you want to put on just because you have amateur status. And since it's amateur status and nobody really cares about it, why should we have to enforce copyright on it and stuff like that? It's just, I hate how anal retentive and selfish copyright law has made things, and it's all been just since '96 in the digital millennium.
I mean, I got two schools of thought on this with copyright and music. I mean, like when the whole thing with downloading and torrenting started. Now, I mean, I think everyone in here will probably agree that Lars Ulrich out of Metallica really made a dick of himself over the Napster thing.
I've not listened to any Metallica since then.
To be honest, most of the music they've done since then has not been worth listening to anyway. I wouldn't know.
I refuse to have anything to do with Metallica.
Yeah, Definitely Magnetic was an okay album, but they did shit like St. Anger, which was fucking awful. But I mean, they really just came off as the fucking greedy fucking rock stars kind of thing. But the thing is, I mean, there's two ways of looking at it, because some bands have really built themselves off of like their music being out there. And then I also know it's had an effect on people that like struggling, like small bands that play small venues and are trying to put their own stuff out there.
They're ones that have done better from it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, speaking to some friends I knew who were in bands, it was becoming a bit of a fucking problem for them one time. It's I think the thing is as well is you've got I think you've got pretty much most people under 40 now. I think don't really get the whole idea of concept of paying for some sort of media, so.
Well, I mean, don't forget, I was involved in this. I was literally involved in this. We were the first company in the world to do legal distribution of music online.
Yeah.
We broke the contracts with the record labels. The record labels didn't want to do it at all. Every single one of them had to be dragged, kicking and screaming to license their music online.
Well, this is the thing with Napster at first. They were trying to work with the music industry.
Not interested.
Yeah, they just weren't. They just weren't. Yeah, they weren't interested at all. And I think they didn't realise. The thing is, with like things like Napster and what's the other thing around at the time, Morpheus. I don't know if you remember that site. The thing is, it's like the cat was out of the bag. The cat's out of the bag. Then there was no going back.
Yeah.
So either the music industry had to adjust to this, or but as like Dave said, it was something they were dragged kicking and fucking screaming into.
I feel really mixed about it. I have my background, years where I tried to make my living off of photography, and I did make a fair portion of my living off of published writing. And so I understand copyright from the personal objective of having people steal your stuff and making money off of it, and you didn't make a dime. And so I get it. I get it. And I personally will not take bootleg stuff, films or music and that kind of thing. It's just where I stand for myself. But I know a lot of people do it, and I'm trying not to judge that.
See, here's the problem I've got.
But what the question I wanted to ask from the backstory is, do you think people bootlegging and that sort of thing on Napster and other sources is what forced the industry to accept and utilize streaming? No.
Do you want to know what forced the industry? What forced the industry? Apple.
I was going to say Apple. Really,
Apple what forced it. At the point at which we made all the contracts initially, which is what Apple were able to take advantage of. We wrote all the contracts with every individual record label. EMI was the last. They were the worst. And they wanted. We negotiated something like 80% revenue share to them, and Apple just came in and said, we are going to charge $1 for every song, and you get 20%. And they got sued left, right, and center, but the record labels all settled. And it was Apple just doing it. Needed to the thing that made it normal. It needed to be forced. I don't think there was any other way once you got to that point. But I mean, when did that come out?
See, I would love to read the business plan and understand that model for how they can do what they do, and what it's up to $1.29 now, by the way, and have and be profitable. Are you really making money off of this?
Who, the record labels or the Apple?
Apple.
Apple making shit ton load of money off of it.
I know, but how are they accomplishing that? On 20 cents a download, 50 cents, or they make
it costs them nothing.
Companies,
it costs them effectively nothing to run. I mean, literally, it's costing them. We were running. We at the point at which we got bought by Microsoft and given, we were turned into Nokia Music. What is Nokia Music? If you had so basically, at the point at which we were running every legal music store in the world that wasn't Apple, and we got turned into Nokia Music, and that's still going. And the back end of that still going, right? And at that point, we were running on about a dozen servers. So the servers were costing us maybe $500 a month to run. Right, and that's it. That's literally so. Our technical overheads were about $500 a month. Now you got to don't take into account the fact that the development costs that were constantly ongoing were much more expensive, right? But to actually run that service once it's up and running is peanuts, and because there's nothing in the product is costing you anything. So it's 20 cents for something someone else produces. So yes, they're making an absolute fortune.
They're getting money. They're getting money for nothing, really. It's
but they have to spend money. They have to buy or build the servers. They have to pay the electric bill.
That's what I mean. The electric bill, the servers, that's what's costing $500. I mean, now you do it with cloud services, but that's what it costed then. It cost us $500 a month to run to have the servers and have them run the electricity and the bandwidth. That's how it's billed out.
Yeah, that was back then. Now we're talking serious volume.
No, we're not.
No, not as much as you'd think. I don't.
No. It costs. I mean, right now it'd be done on cloud services, and it would be done per usage, and it would cost. It's costing them a fraction of a cent per song.
Cloud services are nothing more than a server.
Say again?
Cloud services are nothing more than a server.
But my point is, the way it's costed out is much easier to calculate. That's my point.
I'm
going to say that chunk of code, that bandwidth, that's costing that.
I'm going to be back in 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah. Well, make it 4 because I was about to go for 5 minutes. I got a wee.
Nerdy says an S3 bucket. I'm going to kick Nerdy.
I'll just pee in my chair here. Do a Homer Simpson.
Have you got a Coke bottle?
No, that's hard to line up. And then as you flinch a little bit, it really makes a mess. I had an amazing night last night. I actually slept for 4 hours continuous.
Well, that's unheard of. I've not slept for 4 hours continuous.
It really is. I was just thrilled to death. I'm thinking all this psychotherapy I've been going through is actually making a difference in this cardio rehab crap, and it's like, wow. Maybe I'm going to enjoy my last 5-10 years. Who knows? And I don't remember any dreams though. But
you dream?
That's okay. Dreams.
I've not dreamed in years, or I don't remember a dream in years.
Yeah, that's.
What?
I was discussing it with my doc the other day. How do I know the progress that I feel or I think I can observe in my life? If it is legitimate self-endowed improvement or reformation of behaviors and hence feelings. or if it's the chemicals. And
does it matter?
in a way, I think it does. But
I mean, the only way I can see how it matters is if you plan on coming off the chemicals.
well, see, that's part of the thought. I don't want to get into all the details of the psychotherapy because I don't think it's relevant.
No, fair
but
enough.
the basic idea is that by learning these different tools or skills or mental gymnastics and practicing them, you take what you used to interpret as negative and make it into something else, and so you're happier and all that kind of junk. Which is very much a simplification.
Mm-hmm.
But before all of this, all the psychotherapy and drugs and stuff like that, when one would have these negative thoughts or positive thoughts, there's that gray area, time, space, self examination or self experience, where you can feel energy and you can feel thoughts and you can feel all this, static, just life static and stuff like that, that occurs all the time, and all of that's gone. Okay, it's like I don't have, and I never had voices talking to me in my head, but we all have our mental voice that we hear talking to ourselves about, oh, don't do that, oh, go ahead, do that, and that's all gone. Okay, and I just call it blunted, that I can have an input, and I would have taken it very negatively before, and now it doesn't, because it hits me, and and it's like there's no recoil. It doesn't bounce back. We've screwed, what was it, Newton's third law, action reaction. Something hits me and it just stays there.
Yeah.
Because I'm emotionally blunted. But I still laugh, I still cry, and stuff like that. But it seems like the static, and that's my own word, is gone. And that's what I wonder: is it the chemicals or is it me? And having learned how to put things in their proper place. And I don't know why I feel I need to learn or know that. But I'd like to stop the medications and see what happens. With the expectation to go back on once I feel I have some sort of discovery. But it takes so long to, first of all, you can't just drop them, you have to withdraw from them. And then secondly, to go build it back up, we could be talking a whole a cycle of 6 months to do all this. And for as suicidal as I used to be, I don't know if I want to risk that.
Well, I suppose this might as well open a beer now. I'm probably going to be like wrecked after 2 of these.
Oh, you're doing shots?
Beer. Just beer.
Chug.
Yeah.
I want to buy some liquor. I want to get some whiskey.
Who do you want a liquor?
Oh yeah, I'd love the liquor. She's too far away. My tongue ain't that long. Yes, I'd like the liquor a little bit, and sometimes a lot.
So like I think it was on was it? I think it was Have I Got Used to You once, that Paul Merton saying something about like having an anteater's tongue. I said, no, it'd be great. He says, wife's upstairs in bed, well you're downstairs watching match of the day. Every time you shout goal, she's more than happy.
May I take a break and go make a cup of coffee?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, it'll take like
you are excused.
And thanks,
You got a note,
Dave. You're gonna have to carry this rookie for a bit. I'll be back.
Oh,
I just say anyone who's watching, if you do want in, let me know. I'll DM you the link. I've still got room in here.
right. How long are you planning on going for?
I don't know. I've been going an hour or so now. I don't know. Maybe another hour or so, possibly. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. P Mike. Who was it who mentioned the thingy for the most obscure thing done with a Coke bottle?
Me.
I thought it was
about Anthony Riley when he leaking Warrior.
yes.
When he had the old bottle under there.
I like you hear it. Raise a bottle at a time, Jeff.
And he didn't even. He's like that. And he didn't even turn the fucking camera off, and you could hear it, and it was like.
Conversation again.
I mean,
it is not a good week.
no.
Well, you got Thursday off. It seems like an odd day to have off.
I have a rotating day off, like 1 week it's Thursday, then it's Friday, and and so on.
Fair enough. So you don't have the weekend off?
Every 6 weeks, I get like a long weekend then because I get Saturday and Monday off.
Oh, that's not so bad. I was going to say so you're not getting 2 days off, or you're not getting 2 set days off a week.
No.
But you do get 3 days off in one go.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's been some talk about trying to reorganise the sort of shift patterns to basically. It should give us more Saturdays off, like 1 in 4 as opposed to 1 in 6. But then you take the rough with the smooth with that as well. So I'm not quite sure what the model is how they're structuring it all though.
Has there been any positive restructuring in the last 40 years?
Of anything, not that I'm aware of. But that could be. That's not just applied to us. That could be applied to fucking everywhere, though.
I know. It seems like the only restructuring is either detrimental. No, it just seems everything is detrimental. Once that you have a structure in place, you don't need to restructure to make tweaks. Tweaks tend to improve. Restructuring doesn't. And the worst thing is, I say this as a fucking system analyst. But at every step of the way, it's stuff that's done on the cheap. The entire field, you have analysts going into businesses. You work out what the procedures are meant to be. You then work out how you can do them better. But they're not given the time to fully understand what the procedures actually are.
Yeah.
So you fuck up. It's the whole outsourcing argument.
Yeah.
Outsourcing is one of those things that should be perfect. There's no good reason to not outsource. There's no good reason not to split things up into smaller segments so that you can outsource them. But that fully requires that you understand the roles that are required. Hey, Ring.
Yeah. Hi, Ring, and thanks very much. And just to remind people, link for Ring's channel is in the chat. Go give them a sub, please, because as I explained earlier, I was having a little. We're having a little friendly competition between myself, Ring, and Godless Sewing. So I thought it's only sporting now to put their links in the chat and say go give them a subscribe, help them get to their little milestones. And if I'm going to be biased, I'm going to say I'm Team Ring because I am a co-host on Media Musing, so I'm Team Ring now. So if I'm going to be a little bit biased there.
Is Ring coming up? Everyone's at work. I don't know when Nerdy has.
I think Ring's working. I believe. I don't know. So yeah, so we'll ring for the silver medal. That's what we want. Ring's literally just finished work. Okay. Timing Jenny. I think it's been more than 5 minutes now.
You think?
Yeah,
Can you hear her?
Maybe.
Come on, Jenny, faster!
There's such a thing as abusing your hall pass here, you know. Yeah.
So have you planned your next holiday?
Me? Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to be doing actually. I mean, I'm sort of started putting money aside because I want a big trip abroad somewhere when it's safe to do so. I mean, I might have like a little break in the UK again or something like I did earlier this year, but.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, you know, I'm wanting to go abroad, and hopefully I'll be able to do that next year. I don't know.
Do you fancy having another go at the Great Wall?
No, I'm not going to do China now.
Why?
To be honest, I think to be honest, just a lot of the stuff that's going on in China. I don't know if I really want to give China.
Fair enough. The political situation, should we say?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'll admit it's a slightly more appealing destination than Afghanistan right now, but you know, not by much. Yes. Yes. You know, I think one of the things I'd like to do before I die, if it's possible, is to set foot on every continent at least once. I mean, okay, I'm not going to count Antarctica in that, but you know, so yeah, I'd like to go to Australia one day. I'd like to go somewhere in Africa. I think in Asia, Cambodia is somewhere I've always wanted to see.
So, what are you afraid of the penguin army going to kill you?
Yeah.
It's not that. He knows it's not there. He knows it's just a fucking ice ball and he can't step foot on it.
I might expose the flat Earth. That's the problem.
Well, there is that.
Nerdy says, I think Dave needs to ask Jeff a critical question. I could never ask Jeff a critical question.
I think Nerdy needs to fuck off.
Thank you for giving me my coffee break.
Yeah.
You took too long.
Too bad.
We were shouting at you.
Yeah. You know, Matt might know one or two people in Australia.
Have you been to Australia, Jeff?
No, never.
Where have you been in Africa?
No, nowhere yet. Those are just Africa.
Wait a minute. Where have you been in Asia?
Nowhere. Yeah, I said nowhere. I said these are things are on my to-do list.
Okay. Actually, I
I've
thought
been
you
to
had
Europe.
already worked your way partly through the list.
Right. Okay. Europe, North America, South America. I've done.
That's not very much.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more than me, but
That doesn't count. You
Okay.
count America as North America. It's America and Canada.
Okay. Let's
There's 3 separate continents.
let's list them off here. Countries I've been to. Obviously England, Wales, Scotland. Never been to Ireland yet.
What?
France more times than I care to remember. Netherlands several times. Switzerland.
and do you remember your Dutch trips?
Oh, but to a certain extent.
How you have never been to Ireland?
Well, I've never been to Ireland, and it's only 100 miles that way.
Yeah.
I'm pointing
Right,
in, you
both
can't
of
see.
you. How's that possible?
Because there's a bit of water in the way.
Yeah.
We can't just jump on a train.
Okay, I'm just assuming, of course, but I would think that there's a network of some sort of ferries that make it on like a regular basis. Or,
Yeah, but you got to get to.
Or do they make you build your own dugout?
You've either got to go. The places you can get ferries from here are either an unbelievably long ferry that takes several hours that you'd much be better to fly, or a short ferry that's connected to the outskirts of Wales that no one can get to, that takes you forever to get there.
Yeah.
It's not well connected.
Wales isn't as a country does not have should we say, a massive amount of like motorways or anything either. It's I mean, Wales is a beautiful country. It really is.
It is. I love Wales. I mean, I spent more time in Wales than any other.
Yeah.
Country
So where was I? I said, yeah, I got to was it obviously England, Scotland, Wales, France, Switzerland, Italy. I suppose technically we can count San Marino and is it the Vatican? Technically, is there as well. Greece, United States, Peru. I'm thinking. Why am I thinking I've missed one? I don't know. I'm thinking there's one I've missed.
Belize.
Oh, technically, well, I don't know if I'd really count Colombia because it was really just in the fucking airport. So I don't know. Can't really say I've been in Bogota airport. I can't really call that going to Colombia. It's really.
I have to count things like airports and things like states I've driven through. Otherwise, I haven't been anywhere.
Guess who was in the military here?
You.
Ring here. Yeah, not counting airports. USA, France, England, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Romania, Tajikistan. Guess who was in the military here? You know.
God, I'm so glad I didn't take that path. It's kind of over exaggeration to say I came from a military family, but every boy in my family went into the military. But it was only for their short stint of 4 or 8 years. I have like 3 or 4 different uncles who are lifers, and a couple cousins.
10 to 20% of their life spent in the military is just a short stint.
Huh. Well, I never did, and I'm pretty darn glad I never did. It sounds like such an awful experience.
I'm not quite sure which is the least civilized country I've been to, but I am tempted to say the United States.
You have to define the civilization then.
Well, Kentucky.
Oh well, see, you did a good job there.
Yeah. I've been to Florida as well, but when I was a kid. But
No, Kentucky's not that bad. I know at least one lovely woman from Kentucky who doesn't qualify as that. So
Kentucky's all right. It was but I think there was, whilst I was there was should we say I was exposed firsthand for the first time, should we say, to some real hardcore fucking religious lunatics. And it was like, ouch, this is fucked up.
I've been through Kentucky twice, and I've stayed there twice for more than 3 days. But they were all in small towns.
And I can clear one thing up about Kentucky. The fried chicken there is not any better than where you get it anywhere else. So,
but the Colonel makes it himself there.
Yeah. Do you remember that one, Family Guy, wasn't it? He's like, "What? Yeah. I flew all the way to Kentucky for some of your fried chicken, and you're telling me the Colonel's not even working today?" Hi, Kitty.
I can tell you, cigarettes were half the price of here.
Oh, I will say the last time I went to the USA, I took as many cigarettes back as I could actually get through customs. There was a few friends I went with. Several of them were non-smokers, so I had their allowance in the duty free. Just gave them the money to go and buy it.
European versions of American cigarette brands. They're completely different. They obviously are getting the tobacco on a local basis.
Well,
so different.
I don't know if this. I don't even know if they still got their factory down here or not. But British American Tobacco had a big place in Southampton where they manufactured cigarettes.
He did.
I like a few different English tobaccos. By brand, I don't know who the hell grows it. Drum was the most common that you'd find around here.
Drum. Sometimes that's called, I don't know. Sometimes that's called Duma as well. I don't know why the branding, but it's essentially the same stuff.
And then English ovals, cigarettes, English ovals, they were called because they were actually oval shaped. Which of course is just a marketing gig, but nonetheless they were okay. And then one other that I'm just not remembering. Shit. Sorry.
I remember. I know you. You don't like football, Dave, but I don't. Did you ever see that Ricky Tomlinson film, Mike Bassett, England manager?
No.
It was this thing because he was writing down his team sheet for the England game on the back of this cigarette packet, and he starts looking at the team. He says, "Who's the fuck's this guy? Tony Edges, Plymouth Argyle. I didn't pick him. He plays in like the third bloody tier of English football, and he's 38 years old, And then there was someone again. Who the fuck's this guy? James Benson from fucking, like some non-league club. He said, well, that was the names on the team sheet. And he picks it. He says, and he's like, listen, tell me, where the fuck on this cigarette packet does it say Benson and Hedges? And he's like, oh, fuck.
Really? That's funny.
That is quite funny.
That's quite a funny film. Even
I had
it's football out of the equation. It's a fucking funny film.
I had a similar experience. A customer was having brake issues. They're losing brake fluid, and so they bought brake fluid to add to their system. And
I actually got to say, in a lot of ways, I think Ring is just throughout the United States here is probably way more travelled in a certain sense than I am, because I think people, you got to remember, the United States is a lot fucking bigger than Europe, than the entire continent of Europe. So, Yeah.
I've been to North Carolina for an hour ish, and then South Carolina for a week. That's it.
I've been both those places for a week.
But the North Carolina was just because I flew into Charlotte.
It was a side trip to Georgia.
Well, I suppose I didn't go into Ohio because although I landed technically when I went to Kentucky, I landed in Cincinnati Airport, but it was in the part of Cincinnati that's in Kentucky because it's right on the border with Ohio and Kentucky, I think. So
The other thing, technically, I've been to Germany.
See, I've never been to Germany yet. That's somewhere
it's fantastic, a lovely country.
Somewhere I like.
All I saw of it was the half hour on the runway at Frankfurt.
All right,
because there was clouds over Heathrow, and it was Air America's hub, so we landed there. That was it. That's that half an hour in Germany, and we weren't allowed to leave the plane.
I wish I had a passport and money. I would so love to come to Europe and visit you guys.
Never too late, Jenny.
Well,
never too late.
There's that money thing. I'd have to go around.
There is that. Yeah.
I did find out that there's a runaround that I could employ, and I did, to actually finally get to be allowed to register for the vote. I have been allowed to vote for the last couple of elections because I didn't have the proper paperwork.
So can we blame you for Trump then?
No.
Yeah, you're not taking that one.
No, I wouldn't take that blame for anybody.
Ring. Ohio is the state. The state's so bad, people became astronauts to leave. Thanks, Chris. Good to see you, mate.
Hey, Chris.
Thanks very much.
So what are you going to do with these 400 subscribers now that you got them?
Acquire more.
Acquire more.
Yeah.
Kidnapping? Don't have to bring kidnapping. Hit him with a shovel. Back of the van.
Yeah, possibly.
Is your intent and desire to become monetized and all that kind of stuff? Or?
It'd be nice. I don't think I'm ever going to get there. Honestly, I'd be very surprised. You don't know, but then again, like you said, you only need one video to I don't know, just hit the fucking algorithm, don't you? You should. But no, I can't really see it. But yeah, time to take over. Yeah, PewDiePie, I'm coming for you.
PewDiePie.
I've watched maybe about 3 or 4 of his videos ever. I do not understand the guy's popularity, honestly. But I know, obviously, he seems to be.
He's not. You're not his target audience.
No.
That makes about 2 million of us. I don't get that dude either. Do you really have to be 12 years old?
See, here's the problem, right? I don't get the footballers. Not a single one of them. And yet people seem to obsess over them in a way that I can't comprehend. It's the same thing all over again. But when you tell footballing people that, they say, but football's different.
Not massively.
No, it isn't. Fandom is fandom.
All your subs belong to us.
Root.
This is yeah. I felt like I said earlier in the stream, I felt a bit dirty having to thank Kent Hovind for helping me get to 400 subscribers.
Well, no, you just did what he taught you. You used somebody for your own purposes to profit off of. So
Yeah,
Nerdy says special pleading for football.
yeah. It is special pleading.
I mean, I the worst thing is, I talked to Karen about it. Right? I don't actually have that much of a problem with football, as I let on as I do. Mostly because I enjoy playing football. Or I enjoy playing football quite a lot. It is the fandom. It is the fact that the supporters, and I mean, okay, given where I have grown up,
Tribalism and shit.
the tribalism, the obsession, and the fact that you turn around and say, "Well, I want to go and play this computer game," or "I want to go and do this." Well, that's a kid's thing. That's anything and everything. That's not serious. And then they spend fucking £100 every 3 months on a fucking new kit, and spend an absolute fortune on season tickets, and obsess constantly.
Fucking ticket prices, especially for like Premier League, is fucking outrageous. And you ain't getting a ticket for a game for less than £40.
What I find
probably more now
about sports fandom is, well, like I went through it myself. The Green Bay Packers when I was a young kid, were like the team, you know, and everybody wanted to be their fan and stuff like that. And I was a kid and I memorized every player's name and stats and position and all that.
But I don't have a problem with that. But, my issue is the I've forgotten the word. The generation the putting down of other people that like other things.
Denigration.
That's the word I was looking for. Of other people. It's when people that get that and it is the currently socially acceptable obsessions. If you're involved in one of them, you degenerate.
Well, my point, the point I was going to try to make though is that as they got towards the later '60s, you know, the Packers win-loss record started to go downhill, and then from like '68, '69, all the way through Brett Favre, they absolutely sucked. They never took any. They might have had 1 or 2 division titles, but they went nowhere. They did nothing, and they were just another team.
They kind of, I mean, really, they went downhill when Lombardi left, didn't they?
Every game that they had at Lambeau Stadium for all of those years, and had a waiting list that would span 30 years to get season tickets. You know, that the fandom was that loyal, that committed to the team.
Yeah.
That they would do that. You know, and the Cubs, they had experienced that too. The Boston Red Sox experienced that, and it's like, wow, what, you know, yeah, okay, I can understand each individual having, you know, the feelings, oh, this is my team and I love them and all that kind of, but how do you get, you know, how do you fill a 50, 60, 70,000 seat stadium with people who are going to sit there and knowing likelihood their team's going to fucking lose, and they keep doing it week after week, after year after year. It's amazing. Loyalty. I don't know if it's about sport, if it's much about some other human dynamic and the sense of loyalty and commitment and things. But
I get it. But like a lot of the Packers, I get it to a certain extent as well, because you know you brought that up a number of times. We talked about it. They're quite unique amongst American sports franchises, that they are actually owned by the fans. They're owned by the community essentially. Not in that you know, so they're very different. I mean, we've had a couple of like football clubs in the UK that have tried that model, and it's never lasted long.
No, because they want money to do things, and the best way to make money and get money is to have a big owner.
Yeah, well, I mean, Portsmouth were briefly sort of fan owned because they had so many bad fucking owners. It was like the supporters club eventually ends up buying it. And then they had to sort of sell the majority to who's that guy who used to run Disney, Eisner. I think he's the main shareholder in Portsmouth Football Club now. But I mean, I know there is countries where it's almost sort of. I think Germany, it's almost sort of mandated. There's a whole model where the supporters clubs do do have to have a share of the club. They might not necessarily have the controlling share, but they've got will always have a seat on the board. I know Argentina, for example, I think all the clubs are like fan owned. But Oxen, hi Seraphim, long time no see.
Hey, Sarah, why don't you come on in here?
Yeah, I do. Well, yeah, like I said, I still got room in here, guys. So, you're Newcastle, aren't you? The Premier League. I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know who's going to be my Premier League club next season. I don't think it's going to be Southampton because I think we're going fucking down this year. So,
are you just a fair weather supporter?
Hmm?
Are you just a fair weather supporter?
No, I said they won't be my Premier League team next season.
I
don't think they're going to be in. I don't think they're going to be in the Premier League next year. I think they're going to get relegated.
I don't understand your league system there.
Well, what it is, we have the first division, the second division, the third division, and the fourth division, and then they all got together and decided we're going to call the first one at the top something different.
There's a bit more to it, yeah. This is the one. Got to get on board with Scunthorpe. And I know why you like Scunthorpe because of the word that's in the middle of that.
Okay, like here in baseball, we have made the bigs, the majors, the major leagues.
Yeah.
Then we have the minor leagues, which are A, AA, AAA ball clubs.
Yeah.
That are feeders to the major leagues. Kids get their time and training and experience, and then get moved up if they're good enough. Is that how your structure there works, or?
Okay, now this is the thing. What's different about our league systems in Europe and sort of say the American sort of models is that technically speaking, like there's a non-league club down the road from me called Eastleigh, who I sometimes go and watch. They're just outside of what's called the Football League. Theoretically, one day they could become a Premier League club. Now, realistically, so you have basically you have like a top tier of let's say each league's got roughly 20 to 24 teams, or the Premier League's got 20. The three teams that finish lowest in the league go down, and like the three teams who were at the top of the second league
go playoffs
to the Premier. Yeah, and
to decide if they went down and up.
Yeah. I'll shoot Seraphim. I'll shoot you the link. Okay.
You mean so like this year, the Manchester Nobodies can be the top team in the top league, and next year it can be the Liverpool Nobodies is the top team in the top league. Is that how it goes?
That's what makes the FA Cup interesting.
Yeah. The FA Cup's different from the league, though. That's like a totally separate competition.
Okay.
But that has basically non-league teams involved in it.
Yeah. Well, imagine. Yeah, I mean, the FA Cup is like, I mean, it's like 700. It's like 700 teams or like year or whatever that technically enter that competition.
We know somebody that's going to be playing at Wembley in a non-league team. I don't know if I'm allowed to say who.
Okay, got an idea, but just you can tell me in private later if you want.
So that'd be interesting.
Seraphim, check your DMs on Twitter.
Oh, I'll send it to her on Discord. She's normally
okay.
Ding.
Yeah, I always. What's the one? Was it Jasper Carrot one day? He said, joke. He said hopefully Roundtrees will sponsor the FA Cup one year, so we can call it the Sweet FA Cup. That's probably a saying that's going to go over most Americans' heads, but
I wish cricket would get established here in the States. The few times I watched cricket, I've really enjoyed it.
I think what we've got. This is a form of cricket called T20, like 20 over cricket, which could I think theoretically take off in somewhere like the United States. And it's actually because it's actually a lot better to fucking watch over here as well. It gets the most, and it's like because it's like a limited amount of it's a limited amount of balls, and it's fast and furious. People are trying to win the game or whatever, and it doesn't go on for the whole match goes on for maybe 2.5, 3 hours tops.
Mm-hmm.
And there's very rarely do you get a draw in T20 cricket. I think the thing is, Test match cricket. I know you try and tell Americans, hey, this is a sport where the game goes on for 5 days and it ends in a draw. They're like, what the fuck? You know?
Yeah, I don't get that at all.
T20 is quite exciting cricket, and it's different. It's
You've got tattoos, haven't you?
I got one.
Right. Does white ink work?
No idea. I've never had white ink done on me.
I've seen a tattoo I like, but it's black and white.
See you later, Chris.
The white wouldn't work.
We'll color it in.
Well, then it wouldn't be white.
They can do white in tattoos, can't they?
But no, in a tattoo, yes. Then I can see how it would work. You've got the contrast there, right? But when you've got something like, oh, give me the fucking image. Copy image. When you've got something like that.
Hello. Oh, it's just in the private chat.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's weird.
Like, you see the way the white ink is there, and the point is, I'm not convinced that's going to stay looking like that. That's my concern.
Yeah, shall I share that on screen?
Yeah, sure. I can't share my screen at the moment. My connection's too shit.
Dull.
I think this is the one. That it? Looks like it. Yeah. Let me put that full screen a second. Yeah, I don't think people can see that. Like, there's the white ink that's going around the other, like the black snake.
Yeah. And I totally get that if you've got something of a coloured mass, white ink in the middle of that's going to be no problem.
Hold on, guys. Someone's just joined.
It's just me. No one important.
Is she wearing anything?
Who, me? Yeah. I'm wearing clothes.
Why are you wearing clothes?
Hi, Sarah.
Because there's a person here aside from myself in the house, and she's straight, so I don't want to scare her.
Maybe if you did, she'd turn something other than straight.
I no. Well, my normal roommate, no, she's not.
But
she's pretty. Sort of. She has someone staying here cleaning up after her because she has a buying problem. So this lady is like helping organize her shit or something. She's nicer than roommate.
Oh, I get it.
Is it working?
Yes, it's working. So roommate's actually gone to Washington State, so I can actually be myself and not have to worry about her being a dumb bitch.
Has any of your food been taken out of the fridge?
No, actually, we've removed all of my other roommate's stuff because all of her stuff is old as shit, and she doesn't believe in throwing shit away.
I can relate to that.
This sounds like progress.
It is. It's nice. I actually have my own food in the fridge. It's nice. Hi, Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Sarah. Yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity to have a quick cigarette. So I will be back in a few minutes.
Okay. Now that I scared Jeff from his on stream, let's talk about him. He has nice hair.
Hi, Sarah. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time.
I know. I've been antisocial. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I still like you.
Yay, liked.
All right. I still love you, and I lust for you every day.
Oh, nice.
Let's meet in Tennessee and fuck like bunnies.
It's nice knowing someone lusts after me. That's actually really nice. Thank you. I needed that ego boost.
And I would meet you there, so it wasn't just empty words.
Oh, well, they're empty words. Well, fine then. I believed you.
I said they're not just empty words.
Oh, okay. So they aren't. Okay, we're good. Now I feel loved again. I'm pretending I can draw. I'm sorry.
I have to change my earrings. I haven't worn these in a long time. The fuzzies have gotten all this, so I'm combing the fuzzies and straightening them out.
I want to get my ears pierced again, but that takes money that I don't have, unfortunately.
What do they get for piercing ears nowadays?
I don't know. I haven't looked into it for a while. Kat, why are you walking all over my shit? Like, wanted nothing to do with me the moment I open up my laptop and my tablet, and she's like, "Give me love."
There's a secret frequency that cats can hear that humans can't, and every time you open the laptop, that plays. It's part of the design.
No one wants to see you typing to them, Gigi. You can't type. You're a cat. Come here.
God, why do I have such an itchy nose? I'm tired of an itchy nose.
I think like the superstition is that someone's thinking about you if your nose itches or something.
Yeah. Well, then they must be thinking evil thoughts because it's in a place where I can't scratch with any dignity whatsoever.
My cat says hi.
I have no desire to go booger harvesting.
Yeah, mine itches a lot this time of year as well. At first I thought it was because I'm allergic to Georgia, but apparently no. Someone's thinking about me and they need to stop that shit. Or, just tell me and I'll send them nudes or something. I don't know. Dave?
Yeah.
Why are you so quiet, Dave?
Oh, trying to talk to someone. Sorry.
Tell them I said hi.
They don't know you.
I don't care. Tell them I said hi.
I can't. It's a serious conversation.
Oh, well, that's not nice. Yeah, don't tell them I said hi then.
There, see? Then you wet down the fuzzy and you comb it out again.
Right, what the hell are you talking about?
You get all the fuzzies straight and then you brush it a little bit.
So, what are these fuzzies we're speaking of?
Well, they're for dangles on the bottom of the dangle.
Oh, tassels. Okay.
Well, you can call them tassels if you want. They're fuzzies to me.
They're tassels. They also go on nipples, and you can spin them around if you know what you're doing.
And then on top here we have a Day of the Dead skull.
Also awesome.
I'm supposed to only wear these on May 5th, so. But I break the rules on everything, so.
I call bullshit. You can wear them whenever the fuck you want.
That's what I think too. They're kind of pretty. A friend made them for me.
I did not draw this. I am just coloring it. So I did not draw the pretty dragon. Just FYI. Wish I could draw the pretty dragon. That would be nice.
I like paint by the numbers. It's very calming. For those of us who can't draw.
I didn't draw this. I'm just coloring it. I found a free coloring book online for Procreate. I'm like, that's sweet. Probably not even free, so I should probably get rid of that because this one might get in trouble. What do I want to draw? What am I working on that I can finish? That is the question.
Do you do anime drawing?
Unfortunately, that's the only style I can draw in, apparently, for humans, and I hate it. It makes me sad. Hey, look, it's Daisy in a bikini.
Why does that make you sad?
Because I want to draw realistic.
Oh, okay. Well.
And I cannot draw realistic. I can only draw in the stupid anime style, and it makes me sad.
I want to learn how to draw an anime. There's online tutorial things that I'd like to get to.
Really freaking big eyes. That's all that's all you need to remember.
Yeah. I just I understand that our animal attraction to big eyes and baby like features and stuff like that. But anime characters are just so cute. They're just it's like some people are into animals from Disney and stuff like that. Well, I'm into anime. I think they're adorable.
I have tried to do the Disney style of animals, and I always mess up the eyes, so I just gave up on it. So I just try to do my own style of animals. which
Can you draw puss?
can I draw a cat or?
No. Puss.
Back. Right, let's have a
I
look at
probably
the chat.
could, but I don't want, and you can't make me unless you pay me.
We
Got my new
lucky. We've made a very conscious decision early on in this stream that we're not going to even talk about that at all because it's too fucked up to really.
What the hell? Who is Lucky Luciano?
I don't know. Comes
gangster.
into. Yeah, was that a mob boss? Wasn't that
I
a
like
mob
their
boss?
name.
It's a cool name. I think I've seen Lucky's popped up in the stream a few times actually.
I'm wondering. I know we know a Luciano from Twitter.
Yeah.
Is it the same one?
I don't think so. That was the thing.
We gotta figure out a gangster name for Jeff.
For Jeff.
Yeah, it usually should be. It should be using a last name, but I don't want him to.
Oh, you could just start calling me Dave, Reggie, and Ronnie.
Reggie Ronnie.
Yeah.
That's too many names.
What does Reggie mean?
Reggie Cray and Ronnie Cray.
Oh, Reggie. No. It's good. That's not gangsta.
So why are we making a mafia name for Jeff? What did you do, Jeff?
Fuck knows.
He likes Lucky Luciano, so we'll give him a name too.
I'm using the wrong. I don't remember what pencil I used for this.
What did he do?
Oh,
Friended me. That's what he did wrong.
Jeff is the postman.
Yes, that's that's good. I like it.
That is good.
I'm just trying to find what was it. I saw something in the Notcher tweet. You guys are talking about art. I'm trying to find what it was he tweeted. There was something about something that says it was sort of something like people don't seem to know the difference between Rolf Harris and Bob Ross, and it's like, well, one's a convicted sex offender, so there's a bit of a difference there. So
I can't stand.
I don't know who the other one is. I know who Bob Ross is, but I don't know who the other one is.
okay.
You don't know who Rolf Harris is?
Rolf Harris.
No, I don't.
He likes to tie kangaroos down.
Rolf Harris is a Australian sort of entertainer, artist / singer who was quite a sort of staple on British television for like 40 odd years. And I will say, I used to really enjoy watching him sort of do his like cartoons and stuff. He'd do live or whatever. I mean, when I was a kid, like Rolf's cartoon time was like a real big thing for me as a kid. But
now, which one is the sex offender?
Rolf Harris. It turned out that he had been like that he done quite a number of sexually assaulted quite a number of people, including some minors.
Oh, now I know who you're talking about, because like people were one of my friends who has like a really sick sense of humor is like, that's probably why he was in the job. He easy access to kids. That is true. That's probably why he was in the job.
They're usually talking about Jimmy Savile when they.
Yeah. Well, really, Rolf got found out because of the fallout from the Jimmy Savile scandal.
The worst thing is, I don't want to defend Rolf Harris, but some of the stuff that he got accused of was definitely iffy. As in, he definitely didn't do.
So did they just add more stuff to make it seem worse, or is it just people adding to it because like, oh my god, he totally did this and I saw him do it?
Problem. It's an evidence issue. Okay, and the issue is that
that song didn't age well, did it? Two little boys.
It's that basically the issue is the stories didn't match up. He had evidence to demonstrate that he was not in certain places at certain times. Now, you've got to then go back and say, is this a case of mistaken identity? Is this a case of confusion? I don't know. Okay. And I definitely don't want to say he didn't do it because he definitely did a load of them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, he was convicted, wasn't he? So
yes.
But
saying he
haven't
didn't do all of it's not the same as saying he didn't do any of it, though. Like, you
No.
can still say, well, he did this one, this
Well,
one,
this
and
is
this
the
one,
point.
but he totally did not do this one.
What I don't know, and what worries me about the case, is I can't work out how prolific he was, or if he was prolific. Does that make sense? Because he was convicted. I think he was only convicted of 2 counts of friends.
Well, a lot of people won't come forward about it anyway, so there's probably a lot more that you don't know about it to begin with.
Entirely. And this is my point now. My point when accusing him, he is most definitely a sex offender. He most definitely engaged with inappropriate things with underage girls. But I don't know how prolific he was. That's my when you describe him as a prolific or a serial. I don't know if he was.
Well, also, if it's someone that's that well known, you're also going to have people coming forward saying, "Oh, well, he totally did this to me to get attention to begin with as well." So you're also going to have that happening.
I haven't read too much of the case or whatever. I think because his daughter's best friend, I totally believe that one. But
yes, the daughter's best friend is very, very well documented.
Yeah, and which is one of the ones he was convicted of.
Oh wow! So he also
but there was
his
there
daughters.
Was
wow.
Yeah, there was a massive fallout after the Jimmy Savile scandal, which is and I don't I don't think maybe people outside the UK realise what a big fucking deal that was at the time. Because at the end of the day, Savile got away with it. Got away with it for fucking decades. So I think there was a big sort of, house cleaning. And I guess some of the things about Rolf Harris came out in the fallout of the Jimmy Savile stuff.
Yeah.
Well, so how did they find out about it anyway? Or was it the other guy that you just mentioned? I'm horrible with names. Did he when he was called was he like, oh, this guy totally does it too? I'm not the only one.
Jimmy Savile or Rolf Harris?
Jimmy Savile. So you said that Jimmy Savile was caught first, and then Rolf Harris, right?
Well, Jimmy Savile, pretty much. There've been rumours for a long time, but nothing. He'd never been caught or convicted of anything. It all came out after
how much evidence there was.
Yeah, it all came out after he died.
Ah, okay.
Guilty, accused of what?
That was the thing with Savile.
What was he guilty of or accused of?
Jimmy Savile.
Oh my God. Okay. We are talking about hundreds of cases of sexual abuse.
He likes children a bit too much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
he is now our most prolific rapist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the thing about it though is that since he's passed away, you can't.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over you, Jeannie.
No, that's okay. Fine, I was done.
But since he's passed away, you can't really prove how many of them he actually did or did not do, though. So it's not like you can, legitimately say.
I think you can establish what he did and didn't do. It's a bit like okay, the biggest serial killer we've ever had in British history was a guy called Harold Shipman. Now he was convicted of 15 murders.
Wow, the number they think he might have done.
But yeah, they. The ones.
Yeah, that's how many they can prove that he did. But yeah, there's a bunch more.
I think it's very much established that he killed over 200 people. But he was convicted of 15. I think it's established going back and looking at stuff that he did a lot fucking more. But he didn't face trial for all the other things he did because he hung himself in jail.
See, I'm more familiar with that kind of true crime than I am the other one because I don't like kids, but it still depresses me.
So we got we got a former U.S. mob boss, and we got former Russian president in the chat now. Hello, Leonid Brezhnev.
Look at you getting all kinds of popular with all the horrible people.
Oh, Brezhnev is here. God darn.
Yeah.
We're famous now.
Isn't he dead?
Yeah.
Apparently not.
Jeff is so popular, he's bringing people back from the dead.
Does he hang out with Elvis?
God damn, if Jimmy Savile appears in the fucking chat. I've said that now. Someone is going to go and make a sock of Jimmy Savile.
I know, if I wasn't in so much bad taste, I would do.
Yeah.
I'm just shocked there's not more wrestlers coming in, to be honest. You cannot sleep on the laptop, Cat. I'm using it.
Cat begs to differ.
She does.
Leonid says he's a ghost.
Oh, the ghost. Hello, ghost.
Looks like a troll to me. Is it Ox?
Why would Ox call himself a troll? That is not nice, Dave.
I don't know what you're suggesting I said.
Ox is a different sort. I think Ox probably responds to lots of different titles.
I just know Ox is everywhere. I see him in like so many streams.
And you think it's worse than that? He's in far more streams than you know.
Oh, I know he is.
And he's very prolific in his commentary. He doesn't say.
Ox is a good troll.
Together, he's got a very diverse knowledge background and stuff. Kind of a
See, there are such things as like good funny trolls, you know.
Oh, I like trolls. Like Ox is one of my favorite trolls. I would say Nerdy is, but Nerdy's claiming he's not a troll, so Nerdy can no longer be my favorite troll.
Well, I tell you, who's in the chat earlier? Doorknob Head, but he is funny as fuck with the stuff he puts in chats.
Okay, are there any people in our community that aren't trolls?
I'm not a troll.
Probably not. I think we've all indulged in it once or twice.
I mean, I'm completely innocent. I've never done anything.
Yeah.
Yes, Dave is sweet and innocent.
Bullshit. I sort of was borderline on it with other day on Chris's stream with Otangelo.
Oh, it doesn't count if you're trolling Christians. That's not trolling.
How does that
not count? That makes it more fun.
I'm not going to say Christians is a general statement there. I'll say, should we say certain apologists, like if you're doing it as Darth Dawkins or Otangelo or Kent Hovind, it just does not count because they deserve it.
Yes, they do.
Isn't Darth Dawkins the one that if you say his name 3 times he shows up in chat or something like that?
Darth Dawkins.
Oh, you only did it twice, so
he's
Darth Dawkins.
He's left me alone recently. Actually, I think I think when he finds, shall we say, new channels, shall we say, especially, that's when he tends to show up. First time he really showed up for me is when I had Manda on. When Manda was still sort of fairly new to the community and whatever, and
so he has a hate boner for every new person that's in the community.
Anyone who's got any new atheist, shall we say, that turns in, so. Actually, Matt, that's what I was referencing. The chat of Otangelo. I kind of was a little bit. I did have to sort of do the thing of like, scientists have proven that Otangelo is fucking excellent at quote mining. He is
very good at that. I have noticed that. Everyone needs a hobby. That's his. No judgment.
But I would say Otangelo, when he was having a talk with Matt, and you see him on stream, he's a different guy to what he's like when he's in live chats.
You got to kick him.
Yeah.
He requires. He can be very reasonable. It's why he's hungry. It's why he's been able to hang around as long as he has. because he can be reasonable. He can have conversations. You don't necessarily get anywhere with him, but
No,
you can have a conversation where he is actually listening, which is rare. You can't with a lot of them.
Yeah.
Who's
Which,
that?
if nothing, yeah.
Who listens?
Antangelo.
To an extent, he listens to an extent, though.
But
There's a point
but
where he
when
just
he's
cuts
in-
off and starts like putting bananas
when
in the
he's
air, screaming la la la
but when,
la.
but when he's in like live chats, he talks about like building bridges and stuff or whatever and being more engaged. Just like, and when he said unlike Darth, I said, but Antangelo, when you come into live chats, you're just as bad as Darth at times.
Yeah.
I think in live chat he's just really trying to get a response to have someone actually invite him on, though. So then whenever you invite him into the thing,
he's not. I mean, we've done it over and over again. I mean, I keep pissing him off. I'm modded in too many places. So he goes around at night between the different people, and the point is he goes into streams that are not. There is not an invite. There is not, and he is just trolling, and then he's getting banned, and he's bouncing in other accounts. And it is outright trolling, and I don't think he sees it as that.
No, he doesn't see it as trolling. He sees it as spreading the good word.
This is what I don't like
Jeebus.
about that whole group, because like obviously Darth Dawkins and that other fucker, a Catholic traditionalist who popped up recently, who literally just parrots Darth Dawkins word for word.
The problem is that's what Antangelo's do at heading.
But they come into like people's like live chats or whatever, and it's the whole give me the link, debate me now. Yeah. And like, no, you don't get to come into like people's like and just dictate that you get to come in, and it's like they feel fucking entitled to it.
I have noticed they do that a lot. They want someone to like debate them at the drop of a hat. They don't want to give someone time to prepare, even though they have like a script.
That's why I went off on that fucking rant at Catholic traditionalist when he turned up in my live chat. And I don't think he liked the fact that I brought up that he a couple of days before I did that stream, he phoned into Steve McRae's show, and he rage quit on Steve within 2 minutes. Because I'm being funny. Say whatever you want to say about Steve, but no one's going to run a fucking pre-sup script on him and get away with it. He knows how to deal with that shit. And so so Catholic tradition, because I think Catholic traditions, he's called into like the atheist experience a couple of times as well, and I think they fucking won't take his calls now.
No.
Well, whoever the leonid person is, they're apparently a Christian that's in the loosely in the community.
I have no issues with I might be an atheist and like do a lot of atheist content. I got no issues with Christians being here at all. Well, I think we've all got friends who are believers, but I said it's we've got, and the same thing we've got. I mean, aren't we funny? We've got Christians who are complete fucking assholes. We've got atheists who are complete fucking assholes as well.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
I think from now on, parents should not be allowed to give their child a middle name. I think they should get their middle name when they're like in their early 20s and by consensus. So you can have a name like Darth Dickhead Dawson or something like that.
See, that's the thing, though. Middle names aren't really the bad thing anymore. It's the first names that people are making really bad.
We are trying to change that. And once again, people, please go and subscribe to One Ring's channel. So, yeah, I'm going to say, I've noticed you didn't Darth Dawkins turn up once in one of your streams? I can't remember. I'm pretty sure he did, but
for One Ring, he said it was whenever they put Amanda's name in the Star Wars episode.
Yeah, that's it. Because that's it. You see, mum, because she went by Mum or Atheist at the time.
Because Darth had a really big hate boner for her so bad.
Yeah. Well, Darth, because he did the whole thing. He was going after Chris for a while, wasn't he? And then Chris kind of really turns it round on him and trolls the fuck out of him now. But see, the one I think that I think he's going to come across and go after, and I've warned her about that, is Jade at some point.
Yes.
She said she hasn't had him show up yet, but said it's a matter of time. Jade.
Now, who is Jade?
Oh, Jade's like she's quite new to the community. Jaded Atheist. She's lovely.
Okay.
She's really cool.
I mean, she might be old to the community, but I'm horrible with remembering names and people in general. So
she's quite new to the community anyway. So you probably wouldn't know her.
Oh, that's too big. Just erased like half of my drawing for no reason.
Yeah, it's literally the only time I had any fundy trolls. But this is the thing with Darth. I don't even. It's not really like he's trying to advocate for Christianity at all. His whole thing is hating on atheists.
I think he just really wants someone to hate on in general. Like, it doesn't matter that we're atheists. If it wasn't us, it would be someone else he'd find to hate on.
Yep. You're not wrong.
He just does hate transgender people because everybody else does.
That's why I kicked Darth, actually, to be honest. That's why Darth got kicked from my channel, because
you're right.
He made I had Jen in here, and he made some transphobic slur at Jen, and they're like, "Fuck you, you're gone."
Yeah. But Darth won't talk to women either.
No.
He's another one that won't.
Oh, he's a pig. He's an absolute pig.
So he's one of those. Is he like? Does he claim it's because in the Bible they say that women shouldn't teach or something like that? Is that why he does it, or is it just? Does he have no specific reason for it?
I can't remember.
Have any of you run into this this guy? He's a young person. Well, physically he's probably in his 20s, but emotionally he's like about 10. What's nuanced? A nuanced man. That's what it is. Nuanced man with a space in between. He does these videos where he actually says how worthless women are, and how they're stay in the kitchen because you're not capable of anything else, kind of stuff. And I can't tell if he's serious about it or if he's a troll, or I should say a Poe.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to tell with those types, to be honest.
I thought that it was that guy. I did a couple of videos on him a while ago. Validation Boy. Now, I thought he was a Poe to begin with, but I also saw how fucking triggered he gets when people respond to him, and I think, no, he's serious. Yeah, no worries, Dave.
I think that I don't understand. I get stuck on why they think how they behave is reasonable.
Because they've been led to believe that they're right, so they think since they're right, they can say whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, but
the stage of maturity no different than a 2-year-old in your terrible twos, and a 3-year-old. Everything is no. They're the only creature on Earth, and nothing else should happen without them being part of it or the center of it. It's just a totally immature, underdeveloped brain. These guys are just going to be this way their whole life. They're broken.
Oh, I just want to read what Leonid said there. Some people find any reason to hate others they hate because they can't find a reason to love. Even the Westboro Baptist Church has gone more mainstream. I met Shirley. She's a sweet lady. It's weird. I don't know if I would call her a sweet lady myself. I will say this about Shirley Phelps Roper. She's got some fucked up beliefs, but she's not stupid. She's not a stupid person at all. I mean, I don't know if you saw it on. She came on to like Conspiracy Cats debate channel with Godless Engineer, and I mean, Kay, she was kind of preaching a bit, but I think I don't want to say that she beat Godless Engineer. I don't think that's a fair thing to say. I almost felt GE was being just a little too charitable with her, though. Because I think he was just desperately trying to understand what her position was. And it was, and I think it was more of a thing of it didn't really come off well because I think he was trying to have a conversation, but I felt like she was preaching.
Yeah.
That was the problem.
Do you think,
well, that's what she's always doing. She's always preaching.
Yeah, and
so.
it didn't make it didn't. I don't think. I think there's a lot of people felt that GE didn't hold her feet to the fire on this stuff a bit more. I think that was a bit of frustration about that.
do you think they're trying to rebrand themselves, or
I have no idea.
Somebody in charge has found what Christianity is really supposed to be about, which is love, not hate, of course. I don't know. I wouldn't trust anything out of the Phelps. They have a long way to go before they can prove it. He works trust.
Well, I mean, obviously, there's been members of the Phelps family who've left, haven't there?
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of the younger ones have left.
I mean, Megan Phelps Roper was quite outspoken. She seems awesome, and she's very intelligent. But she was like real. But she was that one of. I think her and one of her sisters left at the same time.
I know a lot of the daughters have left.
I know one of Fred Phelps' sons left a long time ago. And it says church is falling apart from the inside. There's like 5 members. That doesn't surprise me. I think because I think when Fred Phelps died, I knew they were going to have the Westboro Baptist Church was going to have problems because the most outspoken person in that church after Fred Phelps was Shirley Phelps Roper. And here's the problem: there's no way they're going to let a woman run that church.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, that and like all the younger ones are getting old enough, and they're finding out that they do have a choice. Like they know there's more out there than just the church.
I mean, the thing is, this is the thing about the Westboro Baptist. They are a small little group.
Yep.
They are, but they're very vocal.
Tiny little group, but have managed to get the world's attention on occasions with some of their stunts. Mm-hmm. And yeah, their stunts have been quite vile. And I mean, I put it this way: when you because when they were opposed, let's put it this way. I'm just trying to think the right way to say this. When you're in a position where the Ku Klux Klan is opposing you and seems like the good guys, you know you've got a fucking problem.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like if the KKK are more fucking sympathetic to you in a situation, you may want to be rethinking your position on something.
Yeah, that was really weird whenever the KKK was like, they're fucked up.
It was when they were picketing American servicemen's funerals. And the Klan of all people came out against them, and it's like, yeah, definitely when like I said, when you're to the right of the Ku Klux Klan, you probably need to fucking rethink what the fuck you're doing.
Right, I need to run.
No worries, mate.
Thank you very much for having me.
Bye,
Thanks, Dave. Thanks for coming in, Dave.
No worries.
Bye,
See you later.
See you later.
Hope to do critical questions soon.
Tuesday. Bye-bye.
Oh, I think I can do that.
Yeah, cool.
I wanted to be on critical questions last week, and my internet went down because like all the
Oh, no.
thunderstorms we have every single afternoon here.
Oh, I remember that because I think I was on that, and I think you were originally advertised to be on there, and then
I was, and like my internet went down like 2 hours before,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Please come back up."
I think Phoebe came in instead.
Yep.
And I've got to say, I mean that it's about a week or so ago. That conversation I had with Phoebe was awesome. I really enjoyed that.
I don't think I've caught that yet. I'm still getting caught up on a lot of stuff because I've been
no worries.
not really watching much of anything except for what have I been watching? I've been watching Reddit videos, like people reading stuff from Reddit has been my latest obsession.
Oh, I ran a group on Reddit. They best way I think I could describe it is they do ghoulish drawings, and they take characters we know and love like Winnie the Pooh, and turn Winnie the Pooh into this horrible, bloody toothed demon. Things like this, and they're just outrageously funny.
I just want to read this one by Leonard. Well, the KKFN have got a bit quieter. A lot of these groups in the USA have gone underground. It's because they know there's no place for unjust hate in this society. It's really weird. Yeah, and I was just saying, Leonard, because if you're new to my channel, I have now interviewed 3 former right-wing extremists who've since left that ideology. Obviously, because I mentioned Phoebe the other day, that at one time Phoebe was involved with the English Defence League, who were a far-right street movement in Britain.
What brought her around?
I think it's best you ask her that yourself, actually. But
fair enough.
We talked a little bit differently about things because I'd heard a couple of interviews with her, and I guess I think we tried to go in a different direction, asking her some things she hasn't. Because the thing is, and like I used to be an anti-fascist campaigner, and I said to Phoebe, I think you and I were probably at one time on the opposite sides of certain events, like probably we. So it was interesting, like, but obviously I've had Ed on the channel, spoken to him, and I had Jeff Scoop on. I mean, if people had told me like 5 years ago that I'd be having a conversation with Jeff Scoop and fucking enjoying it, I would have said, no, you're fucking mad.
Was Jeff Scoop one of those like really hardcore people, or
he used to lead? He was for a long time was the leader of like the biggest neo-Nazi group in America.
Oh, okay, that's why that name sounds familiar.
He left, and he left, and he's trying to like do this thing like of forming the communities for people who are coming out of like hateful ideologies and stuff, so they got a safe place to land. He got the you mean that guy Daryl Davis, the black guy who goes around talking to KKK guys and so on, and like a lot of people have left through getting to know him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Daryl Davis had a lot to do with Jeff Scoop leaving.
Okay.
And I'm thinking, if there's a guy like Jeff Scoop, who was that hardcore and that high up in the movement, can walk away and change, it's like it does kind of give you hope for it. There's probably hope for everyone.
Yeah, but you listen to a guy like him talk, and you can definitely tell that there's a level of intelligence there that would allow for self-reflection and that event of changing so radically. You get down to some people with some more baser intelligence, and I don't see them changing.
But I think that's also a little thing though that kind of tells you that you don't have to be an idiot to be indoctrinated into those kind of ideologies. I mean, like I said, Jen, you've talked to Phoebe. Phoebe is not dumb. Phoebe is really intelligent.
Yeah, she's brilliant. No, I'm not saying that. dumb to be fooled into that.
Oh no.
That if you are dumb, you're not likely to get brought out of it.
Mm.
Depends, because there's also those ones that'll. I'm sure there are people that whenever I forgot the guy's name when he left it.
Sorry, Leonid. I totally agree with that. Yeah.
That's true, he does. But there are the people that when someone that is high up or intelligent like that leaves, there are people that probably followed him, and it's like, well, if he left, maybe it is wrong. So if you get enough people that are like him and high up to leave or rethink things, people follow their lead and still do that. Well, they're not thinking for themselves, but they're leaving it at least.
I mean, this is the thing, and I get.
Not what I meant to do.
And here's the thing, because I talked to Phoebe about this the other day, about because I understand when somebody like a Jeff Scoop that leaves something like that. There's some people are maybe a little skeptical at first or whatever, but I mean, he's definitely convinced me he's very serious, that he's out. He does not want anything to do with that again, anything to do with it. But I think there's a little bit of an issue I've seen, that people just thinking once a fascist, always a fascist. And I think that's really problematic. And I see that from people within our own community saying that sort of thing to people. And I'm like, hold on, how many people in, like, should we say, this online atheist community do we know that have at one time been involved with I've been religious fundamentalism, or I've been involved in a cult or something, and they've come out and we've treated them with a lot of humanity and compassion. And you've got to realize that there's the same dynamic here that's gone on with people who've left extremist ideologies, and they do need, I think they do need that same compassion and humanity.
Well, they do, and you mentioned that he was also making it where there was a community for them to fall back on, because I'm sure, like, even with when you leave religion, there's still those things that do linger in your mind that are from that. So I'm pretty sure, if you leave like right wing or even the Nazi group, there's still stuff that'll linger in your mind that you have to get past and work through.
Yeah. See you later, Matt. Yeah. But and this is the thing, they do need that same. Yeah, it takes a long time, because it's like you don't just flip the switch overnight, and I think there's a feeling that, well, that they should be, and that they should overcompensate to, people expect them to overcompensate, should we say, and go to the other extreme. That's not really helpful either, I don't think, and it's.
So they expect them to do like the kind of like the angry atheist thing, like whenever people,
and I think that's. I mean, okay, and this is the thing. It's not making an excuse for, like, should we say, the harm they've caused in the past, but it is acknowledging that they are no longer doing harm and are trying to turn their life around. And I just think, there needs to be a bit more compassion there, the same way we treat people who've left cults or religious extremism, or because we know people in our community that were like one time were fundamentalist Christians, or there's a couple of like former Muslims in the community who were like hardcore.
People get involved in things like cults and extremist religion for some very basic human needs. Everybody has somewhere in their heart the need to belong to a group or to a family. We can curse our biological family, but we all have family. We create them if we don't have a good bio family. And to get somebody out of that, you have to offer them an alternative family. They have to know that if they leave the thing that is their totality of emotional support, that there's someone else out there who loves them, that wants them to belong.
I mean,
And
this is,
and that's
yeah,
what I think you mean when you're saying that we have to give them some compassion. That you got to say, hey, come on over. You're okay.
yeah.
Hmm.
I think so. I think so. We do this for people who have left religion or a cult or something like that. I think we need to make a better effort of doing that for people that have left a politically extremist ideology as well,
Mm-hmm.
because all the same dynamics are at play there.
And we can draw another example by looking at some of the flat earthers that we've brought over.
Yeah,
How did they finally flip and
yeah.
once we
I mean,
got them involved in the community, how
and
solid it
and
became.
and there was, yeah, and there was, I mean, there was skepticism about a couple of them when they left, like and I said, look, seek truth, speak truth has been nothing but bloody honest. And I spoke to him once or twice. He's a really nice guy. But he used to do like flat Earth stuff, didn't he? And he's you know and he left because he was like, I think it was actually a video by Conspiracy Cats. I think that was the final straw with him, and that he just couldn't
Yeah,
answer. He said, I can't answer this. And he had enough intellectual honesty to realise there's something. But he also did reflect about that. He has reflected on the whole mentality of what the flat Earth movement is like. I mean, Ranty's left.
yeah. I think that's one of the biggest triumphs of all.
Yeah,
'Cause so had so much stature in the community.
yeah. I actually did think that if there was any one of them who might leave, it might be Ranty, because I just thought Ranty was someone you could have a conversation with.
Is there like some precedent of like people on that side, pretending to have switched over and then being like, ha ha ha, fucked you over or something? Is that why they're so distrustful, or
I
is
think
it just?
there might have been one or two pulled that scam. I don't know, but I just think there's a little bit of skepticism at first. But it's like, I'm like, seek truth, speak truth. There was skepticism around him, but he's been nothing but genuine. Absolutely nothing.
A lot of people in the community
guy.
just seem to be distrustful of others anyway. So
Yeah. I mean, okay, I'd be a little bit skeptical with somebody like Nathan Thompson suddenly decided he was leaving and made a big deal up of it. It would take me a little while, I'd say, to trust anything he said.
Yeah.
Right, if he let's just say he would have to, yeah, if he said he was leaving flat Earth and all that, come out today said he's leaving flat Earth and it's all wrong. It would take me a little bit of time. He'd have to earn that trust a little from me, a guy like Nathan.
So you'd basically be like, right, sure, none the Dalai Lama.
Yeah. But you see, this is the thing when you talk about flat Earth. I think this is the big problem you got with flat Earth as well, is you got some of the biggest, should we say, advocates for flat Earth in that which this is what's different between, say, shall we say, a lot of the religious and like political ideologues that generally their leaders genuinely believe in this stuff. A lot of the big name flat earthers, I think they just know they're running a scam. I mean, Oakley's a good. I don't think Oakley believes it.
Well, I kind of feel the same way like about a bunch of religious people as well, though. Like, I'm pretty sure they know it's fake. They just know they can make a lot of money on it.
I'm pretty sure Kent Hovind knows he's working a scam. My
brother loves him some Kent Hovind. I don't get it.
I don't think Kevin or Hovind thinks that he's running a scam. I think he genuinely believes what he says.
He's one of those that's kind of hard to tell because he's it could go both ways. He seems like he's full of bullshit either way.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
whether or not the bullshit is him not believing and making money off of it, or believing and still making money off of it, either way, he's a dickbag.
I won't disagree with that.
Well, guys, I should say we've been going about 2.5 hours. I think I'm going to draw this to a close.
Aw.
Yeah, I know. But I think I'm probably best to draw it to a close now. Just say once again, thank you to everyone who's supported me over the past few years since I've been doing this and getting me to this point. It's truly appreciated. It really is. Thanks to everyone who's been in the chat. Thanks to Sarah, Jenny, and Dave for coming on today and celebrating this with me. You guys got anything you want to plug before I sign off?
My GoFundMe for my stupid car.
Oh, right. Okay.
What's going on with your car?
So I got it repaired, and
You got a link, Sarah?
I do. I'm gonna send it to you on Twitter. Is that okay? Because I don't have it on me, and I don't
Okay.
have it on my laptop. I'm sorry. So I'm gonna make you post it on your own channel. I'm a horrible person, I know.
Yeah.
But I just got it repaired previously for like $675. Had it for like 2 weeks, and it broke down again, and then had another $600 of repairs had to be done on it. So
Same issue.
basically the same issue. Yeah. It was the fuel injector / pump. I don't remember which one it is. I don't know cars. I know insurance on cars since that's what I work in. And I sent you the link, darling, in the water. And then I had it for like 2 weeks, and then it broke down. I'm like, I'm taking it to a legit shop now. I'm not taking it back to where I took it before. And like, well, it's the same thing. So I had to take it back to them. And then they're like, oh no, it's totally not bad. It's the fuse box. So you owe us another $600. Give now. So I have until the 31st to pay them the $600, or I haven't called them to find out what happens, because I'm pretty sure since I'm not even close to my goal, I'm going to have to sell the car to make the money, so then I'll be without a car, which makes me sad.
They didn't release the car to you?
They did release the car to me, and their thing was like, oh, it's totally just idling a little roughly, which is an understatement. So I need to get it repaired so it can actually drive more than 35 miles an hour, and I can drive it to and from work when I go back to work in October.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So I'm hoping to get it fixed so I can actually have a car instead of having to sell it. But most of them have to sell it.
But Sarah, I did just share this, but you do realize your real name's on this.
I don't care. It's fine.
Okay. Okay.
I do not care. Not like it's surprised my name's not Seraphim Hyde. Surprise, motherfuckers!
Well, some people have handles on the internet because they not what you know.
Yeah. I did, because back
not
whenever I
Seraphim
made
Hyde?
this name was whenever my mom was alive, and I didn't want her knowing I'm not Christian. So she's dead. Don't care anymore.
Right. Thanks, Leonid. That's kind thing. That's a very nice thing to say.
Seraphim Hyde.
Sorry.
How can that be?
I know, right? It's such a normal name, Seraphim.
Yeah. So, okay. I'll plug that. Jenny. Sorry, we're just gonna get back to Jenny. Have you got anything you want to plug?
Just movie night on Friday. We're getting back to our regular time.
It's on a Side Strike channel, isn't it?
Yes, sir. That would be the what do you call that? The 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern, and
it's always on in the middle of the night. For me.
New and more. No, I shouldn't say more fun, because it sounds like we're disappointed with who we got. But new and exciting guests or regulars on our little show. So hopefully over the next few weeks and stuff, we'll just have newer people, that a new person every week, and just more exciting, and it'll be so much fun. And if you're interested in being a panel member on movie night, you are certainly welcome to contact me or Jess, and to say such. We're open to all sorts of people.
I probably would at some point. It's just the trouble is the timing of it for me. It's usually like starting it like really like middle. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning for me. It starts, I think. So
Yeah, it's during my work time. Unfortunately, I work every Friday night.
There's numerous people across the pond that I'd like to get for movie night, but it really is an awful time for asking Europeans to be on the
yeah.
show.
Okay, I've got nothing for myself. I've got nothing like necessarily planned, scheduled on my channel right now. A lot of the time, I'm sort of reacting to breaking news or something, or what I've been doing a lot more recently. There's a couple of people I hope to be getting on for an interview at some point, but I don't want to say yet because I don't have anything confirmed. But there's a couple of people. Other than that, only thing I'm going to plug is just again in the link descriptions, One Ring and Godless Sewing's channel, because we were having this little friendly competition which I happened to win. So, and I'm going to just say I'm being biased here, Team One Ring, because I'm a co-host on One Ring shows. So Team Ring, the silver medal. Okay, thanks very much, everyone who's joined us today. This is Jeff, aka God the Scummer, signing off. Salute.
Hi, lovelies.
Yeah.